Okay, hello everyone. I took a deep breath before I even started. I think we all should do it again. Let's take a deep breath and breathe out. Because let's be honest, the world is a bit chaotic, but it's okay because we will make it. I'm not going to say what you're going through is amazing or is not hard, because what you're going through is what you're going through, and I can't tell you how to feel. But I am going to say where I am in my journey is I'm learning how to manage my emotions during those hard times. And things that I'm doing is being kinder to myself. And something I learned about self-love, it's not just about loving yourself or positive thoughts. It's about accepting the parts of you that you don't want to accept, the shadow, the ego. And it's not about shaming that part. It's about understanding why you are where you are. And not in a negative way, but, I guess I'll do an example of me. I had a hard time accepting other people's anger because I grew up in a situation, I grew up in a life where I had to always be happy. And because I wasn't allowed to feel my feelings, I didn't know how to let others feel their feelings. And as I learned to accept my own shadows, it was easier to understand where other people are coming from. Sometimes arguments are not just who's right or wrong. Sometimes it's a misunderstanding, and we just have to sit down with the person and communicate. Some people it's harder to communicate, but live and you learn. But what's most important is learning how to love yourself where you are. Something I wrote down recently, and on my journey as I was journaling, I have always been worthy. I was worthy in the past, I'm worthy now, and I'll be worthy in the future. My worth is always constant, but my best can always change. And what I mean my best, as I continue to grow, so will my best. Right now, I'm still relatively new at reading tarot cards. Well, as I continue my practice, continue meditation, continue working with the tarot cards, I will grow in the process and become stronger reader. And that's for anything in life. That's for self-reflection too. If you are at a point in your life you're like, well, I can't self-reflect, it just takes time. It just takes trying new things. And it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be where you think you should be, because where you are is where you need to be. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to not be perfect. Perfection is a social construct, and that's something I will always say. It is something that was put on us by society to force us to be what they want, instead of allowing us to be who we are. And right now, we need to be who we're meant to be. And take it as you want. It's something you have to learn for yourself, what you want. And it takes sitting down and asking yourself questions. And again, starting it takes time. Where I was a couple months ago, I would, if something negative happened to me, I would go into a spiral of what ifs, and instead of taking action where I could, or having control in my life where I can have control, I would worry about what I can't control. And it wouldn't help me in the situation. It wouldn't make the situation better. Actually, it would make it worse because I would feel more trapped. But as I've worked to handle my emotions, I learned that instead of worrying about what I can't control, I take a deep breath and focus on solutions that could help the issue. And that has helped. And sometimes I allow myself to take, if I'm at a mental overload, say it's just too much on me and I'm just overstimulated, or I need a break. I will allow myself to have that mental break, not worry about anything. Just have that mental break and then get back to myself to figure out a solution. And as you figure out what you need, it will come to you. And yeah. I am going to finish this with something I wrote. It is a love letter to myself, I guess. I just have to find it. There it is. Dear self, I've been hard on you lately, expecting you to be some kind of perfect version of me, and calling yourself broken if you're not. I'm constantly criticizing you for not being good enough, for not being able to connect with the world in the way I thought you should. But what if that's not true? What if you're exactly where you need to be, and your journey is unfolding just as it should? You're taking control of your life slowly but surely. You're setting boundaries, prioritizing yourself, and learning to say no. You're recognizing that you deserve to be treated with love, care, and compassion exactly as you are. You're not perfect, and that's okay. You're messy and complicated and still figuring out things, but you're doing your best you can, and that's something to be proud of. Remember, time is always on your side, with love and compassion from your higher self. And when I wrote this, I'm going to be completely honest, I started crying. It hit me in a way that I didn't think it was going to. I didn't even know where I was going to take this. I just started at the beginning and I wrote it out. It was something that I needed. I've, taken a little bit of a break from YouTube as I just started, but I needed to work on my mental health a little bit more, and I think it's always okay to take a break from anything you do and giving yourself time. And by you giving yourself time, that's self-love. Boundaries, self-love. Accepting who you are, good and bad, self-love. I don't believe in good and bad. I more so see it as shadow self, and shadow is usually seen as your ego. And from my understanding, your ego is something you form as you grow and as a form of protection. And sometimes you can outgrow your ego, and your ego can keep you limited if you don't realize that your ego's in control. But that's something takes time to learn, takes time to see things. So if you feel like you're in a place where you're doing everything wrong, instead look at yourself and ask why I feel this way. Is this based off of facts? And you can look at facts. Or is this based off of feeling? When it's based off of feeling, you can ask yourself why or what triggers these feelings. And I guess I'll finish off with a oracle. It is called Animal Dreaming. I'm just going to pull one. Whenever it falls out. Just something to finish off what we read. confidence. Perfect for self-love. To know spirit is to have unwavering confidence. That would be protecting, nurtured, and encouraged to live a prosperous life, to walk with the spirit, to know abundance of all levels. Health. So what I'm getting from this, and I could read more, but I'm on a time limit because I can only have under a certain time. But if you stop trusting your relationship with spirit, have you lost trust in your connection with the earth, mother? Have you begun to see the combination of material things as proof of your worthiness rather than inherent connection with you have with all things? So what I'm getting from this is you, not just you, just everyone, we need to connect with ourself more, our inner self, inner knowing, and find our worthiness outside of the external validation. It doesn't mean getting someone saying something nice to you or having validation is wrong, but when you don't have that validation, you don't need it. Instead of searching for validation when you don't have it, you find it within yourself. You're confident within yourself. Thank you. I'll probably have this set out before I go on a trip. Yes, I'm going on a trip. And I will make my next video after that. You are amazing as you are. And if you have trouble seeing it, you should sit down and ask yourself why. What stops you from feeling worthy? If it's actions you do, then you could work on changing it. And if you're already in the process of changing it, you have to remember, change of anything takes time. And if it's not actions, or there's no factual reason to why you feel so unworthy, and that you shouldn't feel worthy because of any reason, you should ask yourself why you feel unworthy. Sometimes it is because we compare ourselves. Sometimes it is based off of trauma. Sometimes it is because we compare ourselves to our future self. And that's something I'm learning. I have to stop comparing myself to my future self, because I know my future self is capable of so many great and amazing things. And it doesn't mean I'm not capable of great and amazing things as I am. But because of where I am, I'm capable of what I'm doing, and I'm doing amazing as I am. It just takes time and growth. Everything does. Keep doing your best. Keep your head up. Things are rough, and that's okay. It's okay to not be okay. But there's going to be a point where everything will become more clear. There's a reason and rhyme for what's going on. I can't explain it. I can't tell you exactly why. All I know is we just have to start loving ourselves and stop putting the judgment out in the world that we don't. Stop judging ourselves and stop judging the world. I guess it's hard to explain. And what I mean by judging the world, if you are worried the world's gonna judge you, instead of worrying about the world judging you, you should focus on those who accept you and accept yourself. Alright, I will end it with that. I don't know everything. I never will. I'm still learning as you are. Bye.